Welcome, family, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I will be channeling my gifts and sharing them with you. So, hopefully, you receive something here that resonates or inspires you. My overall goal is to inspire everyone to use their gifts towards your greatest purpose for the greater good of all. So if that resonates with you, come on in, stay with me a while. If not, feel free to click off. As always, I pray that these messages find whoever they're intended to in the timely fashion. These messages are timeless, so when it finds you, it's meant to find you. Trust that inner knowing, trust that instinct. If you're new on this journey toward ascension, that's what we're here for, right? You are going to have to learn to trust your instinct and know that you're being called to certain things for a certain reason. So, you never know what value something might have for you until you listen to it in its entirety. There are times where you can pick up messages from anywhere, whether it be from a actual physical person delivering a message to the things around you in your environment. So just be aware, pay attention, and trust that the things that you're seeing for a reason. You're being, called to, or your attention is being drawn to certain things for a reason. So something that's calling my attention right now is a sign that says new, new, new. So this is new for me, and let's embrace each other on this journey. We will get to where we need to go in a timely fashion. So I will be sharing with you what was shared with me. September 18th could be significant. I am recording this on September 20th. If it's anyone's birthday or birthday month, happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. It is Virgo season. We are about to have a Virgo moon, I believe. Don't get me started. I don't know all the things, but I do know we are approaching a Virgo moon. We are in eclipse season, so just be aware of that and what that entails. You can look further into that. Also, I just want to mention on this page, I will often advise you to do your own research, look into things as you see fit, because as I have found on this journey, what means one thing to me might mean another thing to you. So while, we might, for instance, reference this candle that you're looking at, and for me, willow speaks to me and jumps out. That might call me to think of willow trees or Willow Smith. Any of those things could be important, right? While the wood wick might call out to you, or the elephant with the money might be significant for you. So just know that what's for you will find you, and trust that inner instinct. Okay, so like I said, September 18th could be significant. I'm also drawn to this feather. I use this feather a lot in my channel. Though it is sitting in my face all the time, I don't know why. But so feathers may be significant. You might be seeing feathers in your vicinity. Again, what does that mean for you? You can look up the meaning behind seeing feathers. Different cultures have different meanings. Some attribute that to the ancestors, some attribute that to like just a guidance or a little thing left on the trail to let you know that you are on the right path. So just look it up, and what resonates for you will find you. The first thing when I channeled this message was the song on Cinderella, So This Is Love. So if you remember, she's met the prince, and they're kind of having their moment in the secret garden. And she's like singing like, so this is love. Mm-hmm. So this is love, like a very nice, like romantic moment. So I don't know, romance might be on the brink for some of you guys. You might be meeting your Prince Charming or Princess Charming in the near future. Love might be seeking you, even though if you might not be seeking it, or perhaps you need to be open to love. We know green is the color of the heart chakra, as this candle in front of us. So maybe that's a call to open up your heart and let the flame burn. um, so another song that came to me it was a phrase, walk with me. It's a rapper. He said, walk with me, talk with me. You know where I'm from, New York, baby. So New York could be significant. The rapper's name is Chic Luch. And in this song, he's basically talking about having, a great attraction to a woman. The song is called One Name, before I forget to mention that. And he's basically describing how much he likes a woman. And I don't know, for me, I like rap, and it's nice to hear from a man's perspective, I guess. Okay, another line that's sticking out right now. He says, you look good enough to put you on a fork, baby. You got them other chicks outlined in chalk, baby. You killing them with your Chanel shades and your Alicia Keys braids. I'm feeling them. So I don't. Any of that could be significant for you. Again, Alicia Keys from New York. That could be your favorite singer. Perhaps you like Chanel shades, Alicia Keys braids. I don't know. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't. You know what I always say? I'm just throwing things out there. Catch what you can. Don't crucify the messenger. um, the next thing that came to me was oohs and ahs. And I had to remember, I knew it was from a movie. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. So I had to look it up. And then when I did look it up, first of all, oohs and ahs just sounded to me like those, like, what is it called when the shows used to be recorded in live studios and you would hear the crowd in the background like, ooh, ah, no, laughing and stuff. So my first reaction was that those were crowd reactions. Um, so, maybe you're in front of a crowd, or you will be in front of a crowd speaking. Um, and those could be reactions, or those are reactions you've already gotten. Another thing, once I looked it up, it is from the movie Dreamgirls. So in the movie Dreamgirls with Jennifer Hudson, um, what is her name? The princess Tiana. I should have looked that up. Anaki. Oh, please forgive me. I forget her name, but just look up who's on Dreamgirls and Beyonce. Oh, and I love her singing too. This is so bad. Let me look it up real quick. But I'll continue as I look it up. So, Dreamgirls, Jennifer Hudson is the one who made the comment, and she said they were talking about switching positions. So typically, Jennifer Hudson was the lead singer, and Beyonce and the other girl were backup singers, and they were proposing the idea of having Jennifer Hudson, who was playing the character Effie, to sing backup. And they were saying, like, she's like, I don't want to sing backup. I always sing the lead. Like, and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's just a couple oohs and ahs. Oh no, this is when they were okay. That's not it. That's not what happened. They had their own group, and they were trying to get on. They're young. They're trying to get on, and this is before they make it big. and something about what I said could be significant, the trading places. So they actually are suggested by someone to be backup singers for Eddie Murphy's character. So they do that, like they propose that. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked trying to look it up. They propose that, and she's like, no, I don't sing backup. Like, we got a whole group. Like, we got our own thing going on. Like, why would we sing backup? Like, that's taking a lesser, like, role. So the other girls are basically like, come on, let's just do it. Basically, we'll get exposure. We'll get out there. Like, this is an opportunity. We could get ourselves out there. And they're like, we just got to sing a couple oohs and ahs. And she's like, I don't do oohs and ahs, right? Her name is Anika Noni Rose. Roses are significant. I was listening to Rose by Roses by St. John. If you're not a St. John fan, baby, tune into that. This is all about star power. That now that I'm looking at it, like being the star of the show, being center stage, because the oohs and ahs, the crowd reaction, the scenario I mentioned earlier with them switching roles, she wanted to be the main or the lead, right? She was the main character. She was the lead. She wasn't with it. Effie or Jennifer Hudson, that may resonate with you. But I was listening to Roses today. I keep seeing the word roses. Let me just look up the lyrics to that by St. John. If you haven't listened to it, I love this song because it's basically like him turning up. Like, so he says, roses, I walked in the corner with the body screaming Dolo. Never sold a bag, but looked like Pablo in the photo. This gonna make them feel the way like Tony killed Manolo. You already know. I walk in, he says, I walk in the corner with the money on my finger. She might get it popping. I might wipe her for the winter. So then he says, I already know, niggas rose. So all I need is roses. And he says, turn up, baby, turn up. He's like, when I turn it on, you know how I get too lit when I turn it on. Can't handle my behavior when I turn it on. Too fast, never ask. And life don't last. Done been through it all. So to me, that's the part that always stands. I love that part because at first I didn't catch it. I actually heard another channeler, when she channeled the song. That's what I'm saying. Different things stand out to different people. Now when I listen to it, I pay more attention to what she said. And he's basically like, when he's lit, he's turned on, he's up, like he's center stage, like you can't handle him, like he's too lit, like way too lit, right? So definitely being lit, being the star character, the main character, being the lead is definitely significant in this reading, channeling situation. The letters EFIE could be significant, initials, or JHUD or A. Let me see. Colors that I got were white, red, and yellow on the 18th. And now that I'm sitting here, I have colors green, orange, red, blue, and white kind of threw themselves in the mix. So the next thing that was channeled was getting what you want in ways you've never expected. So a lot of times we feel like, we know what's intended for us, or we know where we're going in life, or we know what we want, or we kind of know things. We know we're due some good, right? That's how I'll put it. And you might think you'll get things in a certain way, but how many times have things turned out in ways we haven't expected? So basically, expect the unexpected. Um, Beware of unintentional distractions. So a lot of shiny things, everything that glitters isn't gold. Be aware of being easily distracted from what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you should be doing. You know what you shouldn't be doing. You know what is calling your attention. Again, attention here is significant. Something may be calling your attention that you're not paying attention to, or just something that you need to be on the lookout for. Again, avoid those distractions because they're everywhere. So I'm like looking at this. There's so many things sitting in front of me. I probably should have cleared this table off because now I'm easily distracted. So one of the things that is calling to me is this oil diffuser. And I recently did was it a podcast? I believe it was in my podcast where I talked about the oil, the anointing, the oil, they call it. Just being anointed, highly favored, things like that. I will have to share my other channel with you guys. That's more of like a knowledge dropping channel. You really gotta have your stuff together. You really gotta be ready for that channel because I drop a lot of information over there. A lot of challenging what we know as far as religion, philosophy. A lot of things I say challenge that or call into question. I won't say challenge. Challenge is a kind of word. I don't want to be challenging, but definitely questioning everything we encounter, right? So that could be significant. Question things that are coming around you, question people, always stay inquisitive. There are no dumb questions as long as they're actual questions and not deflections. Sometimes people will ask a question, then they know the answer, or want you to tell them something else, then they know what's right to do. So maybe that's significant. So then I was shown the Ace of Swords, the Star, and the Temperance. And that signified basically a new idea inspired by hope, which can be manifested through patience, or a powerful combination for spiritual growth, indicating a time of clear insight, mental awakening, as presented by the Ace card, the Ace of Swords card. So the clear insight, a time of clear insight and mental awakening, showing that you're deeply connected to the higher purpose, which is the Star, and being guided to harmonize body, spirit, mind through patience and moderation, which is the Temperance card, right? So use your intuition, and this could be an indication that your intuition is strong and clear, right? So like I was saying in the beginning, be confident in your intuition, what is guiding you, what it's telling you, and the messages that you are receiving. Aces could be significant. So whether that's Ace hardware, the store, hardware, software, could be significant. I just thought of a place in where the city I live, there's a bar called Aces. That could be significant. Or a person. I know a few people named Ace. So that could be old love interests or exes, because that's what it is for me. So the moment of transparency, perhaps that's significant for you as well. Perhaps that's what you need to not be distracted by. In eclipse season, we're supposed to be eclipsing those things out. So let's not get distracted by the exes. I will say, Also make sure you complete and close those cycles with people, places, and things. If it requires a closing conversation, you can do that. But sometimes the closure is the ending. Sometimes we just have to let things be where they are, let sleeping dogs lie, because you go seeking closure and you end up in a whole nother argument, or you end up that happened to somebody close to me recently, needing that closure, and the two of you are just butting heads. Like, clearly exes are ex for a reason. You're not seeing eye to eye for a reason. So just take that into account. Yes, I won't beat a dead horse with that. Resurge and re-emerge came to mind. So again, you could have a resurgence or reemerging of exes or old patterns and cycles that you need to let go of. This is pivotal time. When I looked up the definition for resurge, because that's what I do, I look up words. Welcome to my nerdy space. So, resurge just means an increase or revival after a period of little activity or popularity. So, perhaps you're reemerging, right? I know a lot of us were in hermit mode, kind of getting aligned, with the divine and seeking that higher purpose we spoke about before. So, perhaps you are in alignment. Perhaps you're drawn here because you're in alignment, your intuition is strong, and you are seeing past all the things that glitter and gold, and you're ready to be the main attraction, right? Perhaps that's where you are, why you may resonate with this. 1010 also came up, to the ending of cycles. I forgot to mention 222. That was another number that I saw when channeling these messages for you guys. And, that's all about like balance and like balancing all the things, right? Love, life, relationships, everything, right? So, 2 is an even number. I don't know why I just heard that. So maybe you have a thing for even numbers. I don't know. That must be important for somebody. So where did we leave off? So the revival, yeah. So reemerge, resurge. So maybe it's your time to resurge or reemerge. Revived anew, revived in purpose, revived in intuition. What they say, you're not starting over from nothing, you're starting from experience. So perhaps that's where you're coming from. Some about occurrence. So the definition is increase or revival after a period of little activity, popularity, or occurrence. So, maybe there's some occurrences that are reviving that you need to let go of, or that you need to take a second look at. People, places, things. That can be anything. Another song that I channeled was I Am Not Afraid by Jhené Aiko. And that is a creation mantra. So, very beautiful song. If you're not in tune or a fan of Jhené Aiko, I suggest you listen to her music. Very beautiful music. Her like more pop, R&B songs are very nice. Her mantras are very nice. She incorporates different sound bowls and things like that. So really a good energy to dive into, I would say. So that song could be significant for someone, or perhaps you need to get in creation mode. Clear your insight, and perhaps your purpose is to create. And that's how you become the star, the main attraction, the lead character, the main character in your own life, right? The star player in your life. So maybe Cat Williams is significant because that's something Cat Williams said. You have what you need. It may require some rearranging. So understand that you have what you need, whether mentally or physically in your space. Maybe you're overthinking things. I tend to do that a lot. So perhaps that's something that's going on with you. You tend to overthink things or overlook things. Being anxious or worried or just uncertain. Again, trust those instincts. Slow it down a little bit. You have everything that you need. Just it might require some rearranging or you re-looking at it another way. Maybe you need to take a step back because you're overlooking something or overthinking something. And oftentimes when we take a break to get that mental clarity, you find what you need, you hear the message, you see the message clearer, you can convey it clearer. So whatever that means for you, however that resonates for you, take it or leave it. I heard divine family and divine timing. So your soul tribe could be in alignment, whether that's a person, to be a person partnership, family, business, whatever it is, divine timing is always at play. And we have to remember that again, calling in that patience to allow divine timing to play out. For some reason, so then I wrote soul tribe in parentheses. Let me just show you. So I have soul tribe in parentheses. And there were some other things that I wrote in parentheses that were like, you see what I'm saying? Screaming out. So parentheses, and what we know about parentheses from math classes, those get first priority in math, right? So perhaps you need to prioritize, what comes first, or what can you set aside for later, what needs done now, what I'm thinking about, I need to be polishing my feet. So that's what I need to prioritize after this message. Perhaps polish is significant. I do have a polish here called whiteout, or the letters CV could be significant. Whiteout, look at that, 001. So that just looks to me like new beginnings, starting a new 00 to 1. That's literally 1 on the clock, fresh start. Maybe you need to white out, old things for a fresh start. Just forget about it, Italians may be significant. Maybe you're Italian. The next thing I got was DNA and NDA. So, child, I don't know. So, first I wrote down inverses. So, we're about to nerd out a little bit. I don't know if you remember in math, but like multiplicative inverses, like how 3 times 1 is 3, and also 1 times 3 is 3. See what I'm saying? So, like, any way you flip it, it's the same. That's what I kind of got from that DNA or NDA, and then NDA. Now what I'm getting from it is, baby, maybe you are the star of the show. You about to be the star of the show. You about to be getting the oohs and ahs from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Getting your love, getting your life together. And maybe you'll be on stage. Perhaps you are coming into a space where your family's going to need NDAs, okay? Non-disclosure agreements. So that could be significant. Ooh, that sounds spicy. So if that resonates for you, that's interesting. Would I do? Yeah, I would probably do that. NDA for sure. Not that there's anything to hide, but I'm gonna need you to keep your mouth shut. Like, you know how there's some family members, this might be significant for some. There's some family members who are supportive, and then there's some family members who will do anything to take you down, to be better than you, or to just make sure you don't become more successful than them. So that could be significant for somebody. Yeah, so if you need a non-disclosure agreement, child, and it comes to family, friends, family, whoever you need it for, give it to them. I wouldn't even, all about your life, success, and purpose, go on and have them sign it. Don't feel no way about it. Some about these inverses, in music. Is somebody in music? Remember the verses we had online during COVID? That could be significant. But verses sound like music, so maybe you're a music. Um, I don't know. If it resonates, it resonates. Okay, well, again. ADN, Aiden, and maybe if it resonates, it resonates. We're not going to go on the Blue's Clues hunt right now. So another thing that was standing out to me, that was the end of what I got on the 17th or on the 18th. So the 17th of September could be significant, or the 18th. A lot of Virgo energy. It's Virgo season. Vanilla or vanilla scents. Today, before I, sat down to channel this, I saw it's like everything I see is vanilla. Like a body scrub, a bath, bubble bath, some vanilla extract, just vanilla everywhere. And vanilla is said to be one of those things that attracts the opposite sex. I don't know if it attracts women, let me be clear. I know it's something that the girls say, attracts men. Um, just vanilla scents or scented things. Some people put actual vanilla, extract behind their ears and stuff. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But perhaps there's something about attraction or baths, and maybe you need to do a cleansing to cleanse your energy to be in a more loving space, in a more receiving space of love. I know that's the situation I'm in right now. I'm not really feeling it. But after a nice long bath, some candles, really treat yourself to a spa situation. I'm looking at a spa. Let me just show you. Looking at a whole spa kit in front of me. So that could be significant. Perhaps you need a spa day or take time out. We all can't afford a entire spa day at the actual spa. Treat yourself. Get some bubble bath, light a candle. Doesn't have to be expensive. I usually make these type of baskets for people. I didn't make this one, but I usually make spa baskets for people all the time. That's one of the things I like to do, like for a gift. So just treating yourself. So instead of getting like, something generic or outfit or shoe, whatever, I encourage people to indulge in a little self-care. So I'll get you a basket full of face masks, body washes, like fluffy sponges, and like washcloths, and maybe a hand towel for your face. Just something to make you feel better. Candles are definitely significant. I first of all, I love candles. Let's be clear. So this probably won't be the last candle you see. I was out with my cousin today, and she was saying like, when did Yankee Candle make a resurgence or like a return? And we were looking at her like, girl, where did they go? So again, here we go at resurgence or returning. I don't know, that could be significant to anyone though. But yeah, take time out, pour into yourself. You attract more when you feel better. So if you look better, you feel better, you feel better, you do better, you attract better. So that could be what you're being called to do to, attract this love in, or indulge in self-love. So then that love can radiate out. And, they say how you treat yourself is how others treat you. So perhaps you need to do that to get into your star player energy. Tighten up on a little self-care. Take a bath, light some candles, put on a face mask. Ladies, let me tell you my secret tip. When I am in a space, I turn on a bunch of R&B music by men. So like male singers, baby, and let them just sing to your soul, honey. Like, yes, trust me, try it. A little Brian McKnight, don't worry about what he doing outside. That ain't none of our business. You can listen to them songs. Chris Brown, you need something good and soothing. I love me some Chris Brown, but take it back a little bit. Do a little Donnell Jones. I love Brian McKnight. Give me Avant. If you're into reggae, do Dexter Daps or Jock Cure. Really, baby, that'll get your energy together, okay? If you are not feeling in the loving space, just like I'm about to do, I'm gonna take a bath after this and listen to some soothing music, sip a little something, something. Get yourself into that space. Love on yourself. If no one else, love on yourself, right? So, yeah, all that could be significant. And for places, I did numbers. So for places, I have UK, Canada, USA, Australia, Mexico, Germany. So the first thing I thought was, okay, maybe you're traveling to these places. Maybe you're from one of these places. Maybe you would like to go to one of these places. Hey, if you're able to, book a ticket and go. If you're able to drive and go, like here in the United States where I'm at, I could drive to Canada if I wanted to. I actually know some people going to Canada this weekend. My son's supposed to be going. So, yeah, Australia, Mexico, Germany, maybe those are places and stages you will see yourself on. You just never know. Trust in that. If that's what you're called to be doing, do it. Have faith that that's what you're supposed to do, and get yourself in that star player energy. Pour into yourself so you're ready for this star moment, this main character moment. So if this is for you, I am excited, because who doesn't want to be in main character energy? So I'll cut it here because this is kind of long. Bear with me. I'm, getting my footing in. I will try to make these more concise and clear, but we will do what we can. And as always, like I said, I always encourage you to go within, seek your purpose so you can fulfill your purpose, find your destination of destiny so you can be that example for others. If we're all working to be our best selves, we contribute better humans to humanity. That's how we create heaven on earth. That's how we get to the destination of our destiny, right? So it was fun. See you next time. Bye.